Esther Rantzen has given an interview about her life, the chances that she thought she was going to get when she was diagnosed with cancer in January of celebrating this Christmas, and her surprise to find that she is still alive, her sense that life is something to enjoy, the happy memories and the importance of leaving happy memories behind. And I think she reminds me of a song in the musical Zorba, and Zorba tells the story about an old man that he met who was very old, and he was planting an almond tree, and he lived each day as if he would never die, whereas Zorba says, I live as if I would die any minute. For that reason, I am free. And I think it's important to make the most of every day, every moment that we have, and to fill our life with purpose and with meaning. And she talks about the premiere of the film One Life, which is based on the achievements of Nicholas Winton, who saved 650 Czech Jewish children from the Holocaust. And I think it's an important film. And she was the person who identified him. And there was that extraordinarily charming moment when she introduced him to the huge number of people whose lives he had changed and saved. And facing death, does it concentrate the mind? And she says, well, what has she concentrated on? Well, first, nature, and second, happy memories. But I think what she doesn't go on and say very clearly is her decision to leave happy memories for others. And that's among the lessons, the valuable lessons that she is passing on. She says, the cliche is live each day as if it's your last and treasure every moment. And that really is the lesson from that great book by Kazantzakis. It's a lesson from the musical by Kander and Ebb. And I think it's important. She says she's adopted Rabbi Hillel's motto, if not now, when? And whatever you have to do, if not now, when? You don't put it off into the abstract future. You make clear plans, or you do it now. And I have an office literally stuffed to the rafters with notes about what I'm planning to do, and they're very realistic plans. They're very precise. The lessons I've got to give, the videos I'm planning to make, and the films I'm working on. At the moment, I'm working on a rather wonderful little thing where I'm trying to capture realistic motion. I've been trying to do this for years, really, with animation, with drawn animation. And I'm also trying to animate in complete perspective by hand. And I think there's something intensely beautiful about 2D hand-drawn animation, but it's a dying art. And it's a dying art because it takes so long. And to get it done properly, you want to try to create a sense of realistic motion. Not only one of the cameras that is used in live action filming today is the Steadicam, and it's called a Steadicam for a good reason, because it's steady and it doesn't jerk about. And one of the problems with drawn animation is it jerks about because you're going from moment to moment rather than this smooth passage, which is the movement of a Steadicam. So I'm trying so hard to get that sense of a Steadicam, and that's one, and I will share it with you at some point when the time is right. I'm making two small films. One is a version of Burlington Bertie. I'm Burlington Bertie, I rise at 10, and so on. And the other one is another song by William Hargraves called The Night I Appeared as Macbeth, which I imagine is sung by somebody with a who's just come back from the First World War, full of ambition, and he's rather useless. So in my film, he's still wearing his military uniform, and both films are set in a music hall, and I'm consciously making a tribute to the good old days, which I think in its later incarnation was a wonderful program. The earlier programs in black and white were a little bit staid, and then suddenly it burst into colour, and the BBC production company put a lot of effort in trying to solve problems about making it a visual spectacle. You may recall those extraordinary things across the front of the stage which looked like footlights, which I think were there to hide the microphones, simply that. And the ruse of getting the audience to come along in Edwardian or pseudo-Victorian costume, which was about getting people to dress up and getting people to participate. That was an early gesture towards what became reality TV. You're watching television and you want to enter into that. And I think it's very important to have clear, precise ambitions. And I read the last few lines of this wonderful article, and Esther Rantzen has written a book called Older and Bolder. She says, I wish you a happy Christmas with your favourite people. And if at any time you're told you are dying, as my medical friends say, just remember that we all are. It's just a matter of time, and it's a matter of doing the best with your time and making the most of your time and living each day to its fullness. Living each day, as Zorba said, I live each day as if it were my last. And for that reason, I am free.